New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Attention, please. This is a public service announcement by the TFTG. Late Night Exhale is back Saturday, 10 p.m. May the top of the tailgate begin.
I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, it's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving it, so all you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that work. Check priorities, I'm doing that first. Check's big and I'm sure that hurts, but it's checkmate, we ain't selling short, know the work. Ain't nowhere to hide, you ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind, cause I be on the way. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it, you know I be on the way. Yeah, man we coming for them things that they said I couldn't have, get the team. I got a vision for the things you ain't believe. Here's the motto, hard work is over everything. It's that comeback. I'm calling plays, hit the pass, then the run back. Yeah, I'm far ahead and got a run last. But we ain't letting up, we never done that.
Good morning, Fin fans. It's a brand new day here at Top of the Tailgate here on the TFTG. I'm your host, Ali the Persian, and it looks like I might be soloing it today. It's all good. Color might join in pretty shortly. We'll see. We'll see what happens. How's everybody doing? I hope it's a great morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday so far. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, we got stuff to talk about. I got some videos to go over with you guys. It's going to be a good time. But before that, make sure you hit the like button, right? Hit like and subscribe. You might want to check out some of our other content around here. We got the El Capitan show Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and he's going to be calling games on Sundays. I can't wait for that. We got Color and I usually every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I'm sorry. Wow. If I did 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., ooh, that'd be rough. But yeah, 2 hours, first thing in the morning, 6 a.m. Come check out the Fins Tailgate, Top of the Tailgate. And then we're going to be getting KP shortly. He's coming back from vacation and stuff. We're going to be getting KP up in the house. And then we got Lewis and Shake Money with the Drive Time Smoke Lounge. You never know what they're up to. Shake Money doing blender shows on Larry K's channel. Check him out. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. What else do we got here? If you'd like to donate, we accept Cash App, Venmo, Super Sticker. It's up to you. Whatever you think is appropriate. We appreciate it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. We'd really appreciate that. And while you're hanging out with us, check out the description below. We got quite a few different affiliates that you might like to see what they have. We got Fanatics. They got officially licensed everything, jerseys, hats, everything that I wear at games I've gotten through Fanatics using our link, by the way. And do understand there's no difference in using going directly to Fanatics or using our link. The difference is, though, there is a difference. There's no difference in the products, the costs, or anything. The difference is when you use our link, it gives us a pat on the back and it tells them that we sent you. We'd really appreciate if you do that. It gives us credit. So we really appreciate that. Check out Fanatics. They got everything there. Backroom Collection up in the house. They got amazing canvas artwork. They got every different, you can customize the artwork. You can have framed and whatnot. You can hang this stuff everywhere and anywhere, literally. And they do custom work. They have like little accessories for the helmets that everybody likes to collect. They got tons of stuff there. Check them out. They're a mom and pop place. I appreciate what they do. And let's not forget about Doobie Energy Drink. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I need to get wired. I need Doobie Energy Drink in my life. Shake Money says the stuff is pretty damn good. They claim they don't provide any type of jittering or shaking. Well, so far, that claims are true, according to Shake Money, who does videos and reveals, and he's actually going to be doing more reviews of them. And they also claim to have a lot more minerals and vitamins that are beneficial to the brain and concentration and whatnot, and they're all natural. That's what I've been reading. So definitely check out Doobie Energy Drink. If you'd like to save 10% off your Doobie Energy Drink or Backroom Collection, use code TFTG at checkout. Get 10% off, right? Shout out to all of our affiliates. And let's not forget TFTGnetwork.com, your one-stop shop for TFTG everything. Definitely check out TFTGnetwork.com. You are missing out if you haven't. The stuff that we have on the merch store is by far levels above other places I've seen. They got tons of everything, some cool stuff, hats, t-shirts, all the funny sayings that we got here around the tailgate, or when we get down and wild with it. There's probably something that's dedicated to that in that merch store. So definitely check it out. While you're hanging out at TFTGnetwork.com, you can see various different articles that me and Color and El Capitan are going to be writing. I have a little bit more, some older ones I wrote there already. I need to start putting out some more stuff. I'm kind of waiting for the season to start so I can talk about the season as we go along. In addition, it has feeds to our Twitter account, YouTube channel. It has playlists for all of our shows and everything. There's a newsletter. If you sign up for the newsletter, you get 10% off your TFTG purchases in the merch store. So definitely sign up for the newsletter. We appreciate everybody. All right, let's keep it going here. I see people are starting to join the chat. We got Trucker Sean in the house. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Melino Rivera, how's it going, my friend? C. Hoffel, how's it going? Jose, member of the channel. He brought breakfast, rock and roll. Let's see here. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. How you doing, bro? If you're on the Facebook side of things or Twitch, come over to the YouTube side of things. Join the conversation. Come in the chat. We appreciate you guys. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's see what else we got going on. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. And we are going to keep this roller coaster routing. Today, I don't have Color here, so I'm not going to do coffee of the week, but I am drinking some leftover Lavazza coffee, Italy's best coffee. Very bold. They have a very rich history. If you go look and find out about Lavazza, and they've been through both world wars. I want to say the family-run or owned company is like over 100 years old at this point. So definitely check out Lavazza coffee. It's pretty good, to be honest. All right. Let's keep it going. 1 second here. Go. Cause for Cleats. Today's cause for Cleats is Reading Heart. Reading Heart is a nonprofit book donation program dedicated to serving children in hospitals and children in areas with limited access to books. Danny started Reading Heart at the age of 8 because she wanted to share her passion for reading and the joy of escaping in a good book with other children. An avid book reader, an advocate for education, Danny wants to spread the joy of reading and improve literacy, not only in our community, but also across the country. Danny says, I was actually thinking about people who were less fortunate and people in hospitals because they got bored, says Danny. Our donations can help kids in hospitals and the less fortunate. And with that being said, let me share what Danny wants to say to you guys. So check this out. One moment. Doesn't seem to want to show up for some reason. One second here. Got some technical difficulties. Try this again. Here we go. We will do this instead. Actually, let me restart this and do it a little bit differently. Here we go. Finally got it working. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I want to make sure you guys can hear it. What is going on in here? Okay. Weird. It's not letting me play this. Oh, we had a cute video I was gonna play, but let me do it the other way. Move this over. And then I'm going to present. All right, so we are going to present this now. All right, here we go. Finally. All right, I'm going to present this, and here we go.
Hi, my name is Danae Ferguson, and I started a book donation program called Reading Heart. Our goal is to raise the literacy rate in Fresno County. Here's the story. Because Fresno County has one of the lowest literacy rates in America, I came up with a plan. I met with all the leaders. I asked for help. I even met the mayor. I started to tell everybody about my plan. I went on the radio. I met the managers of the news. Everyone started to help out. And I mean everyone.
Help Danae break the cycle of illiteracy and break a world record.
Donate a new or used book.
March 18th and 19th at Chancey Park.
Help Reading Heart collect 500,000 books. The plan. Break a world record by collecting books and give them back to kids in schools. So we got in our cool truck, started a book tour, gave kids books everywhere, no matter what. Now kids have books and they're happy.
That was pretty awesome. So definitely check out readingheart.org is the website. Definitely check them out. Did I just lose? What? There we go. All right. One moment. All right. Sorry about that. Please let me know if you guys can still hear me in the chat. Some technical difficulties this morning. I don't know what's going on. But I see some more people join the chat. Appreciate you. Adam Sadowski, fins up, man. Seahawful. Seahawful says, living in Ohio, I've seen a lot of Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin to Indianapolis. Very high mileage. And with his play style, it just doesn't last. High mileage. He's only been in the league for 2 years. So, I mean, he's proven. I still think he has another 3 to 4 years left. Just saying. Let's see here. Finland. How's it going, man? How's everybody doing? Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. I want to make sure the audio is pretty good. All right. Let's keep it moving here. And road to 1,000. If you haven't followed me already, check out me on Twitter, Ali_DA_Persian. Ali the Persian. Definitely check me out on Twitter. We're trying to, me, Color, and everybody at TFTG, trying to get over 1,000 followers. We're trying to build a network, because not only do we do stuff here on YouTube and TFTG Network, but we also do stuff on Twitter. We have Twitter Spaces that we present and whatnot. And it's the best way for you guys to join the conversation, talk to us, chop it up about the Miami Dolphins and other sports and everything. So definitely start following us. We also can let you guys get notified and everything with different events and stuff that we have coming up. All right, time for some football. A lot of interesting news. We're gonna go over the Miami Dolphins, and let me this here. Yeah, we're gonna go over the Miami Dolphins, and we also have some other interesting news that we've talked about. Let's start off with the non-Miami Dolphin news. So, according to Adam Schefter and various reports, Alvin Kamara plans on meeting with Roger Goodell about a potential suspension. So that is coming. They're starting to see movement on that. If you didn't know, Alvin Kamara was part of some type of battery and assault that happened, that got caught on video, and it's been understood that he is going to be suspended. For how long, that's going to be the biggest question. So we'll definitely see what happens with that. Still no suspensions on the Devontae Adam debacle, and we still haven't heard anything from the Tyreek stuff. We know that Tyreek, and the other person, resolved their differences and everything, and they had joint statements between their lawyers and everything, and no charges came about. And I know Tyreek Hill has stated that he is cooperating with the NFL and everything that they wanted. So that's all we know about it. And I don't really see, anything really happening, to be honest. I didn't really get to say anything because I was out for it. But you saw the video of the Tyreek thing. It looked like he just flicked the guy's head, to be honest. The worst thing is that he kept trying to get in the guy's face, and they had to hold him back. That was pretty much the only thing. But it is what it is. We'll move on. Let's see. 72 undefeated. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Just trying to make sure I shout out everybody in the chat. Okay, let's keep it moving here. What do we want to talk about first? I got a lot of different stuff here. Let's talk about August 1st practice observations. This is according to Alan Pupar. There were highlights, lowlights, and observations in the sixth practice, day 7 of the Miami Dolphins training camp, which was Tuesday. The Dolphins, in their first indoor-outdoor practice at the Baptist Health Training Complex, this summer after the lightning alarm sounded more than halfway through the proceedings. For a second consecutive practice, injured cornerback Jalen Ramsey was spotted, this time on the field, where he was seen chatting with Sam Madison and other assistant coaches, and later with a group of DBs before they started position drill. Running back Jeff Wilson Jr. was back at practice after missing the past 2 days with an undisclosed issue. Both Brandon Jones and Trill Williams did not work while wearing a red jersey. That's interesting that they say Jeff Wilson Jr. was not at practice the past 2 days prior to that, because on Sunday, which was the first day, I saw him there. In fact, I got his autograph. So maybe he didn't really do very much on the field. I don't have to go back and look at my notes, but no, that's possible. Just interesting note. Along with two players remaining on PUP list, Nick Needham and Tanner Connor, the two players not spotted at practice were Keon Crossan and safety Bennett Williams. Ooh. Safety Javon Holland wore the orange jersey as the top performer for Monday. Javon Holland is really badass. In fact, I got his autograph too. So that was pretty dope. As we suggested, Monday would be the case. Teron Armstead did very little at practice. We would start with the play of practice, which actually was the final play of the entire session. And it was a 95-yard touchdown run by Chris Brooks, the rookie free agent from BYU. While a lot of runs in practice can get overstated because defenders let up, that wasn't the case on this one, with Brooks getting into the open with two nice cuts and then ran across the field while being chased by rookie cornerback Ethan Bonaire. Naturally, the play got a huge reaction from the Dolphins' offensive players. I did hear Tua was running and chest bumped with Brooks as well, so he even ran onto the field to him. So that was pretty dope. Quarterback Tua Tagovailoa had easily, from his vantage point, his best performance of training camp. I heard this too. That was highlighted by his best throw of camp, a beautiful touch pass over a linebacker and right into the hands of a wide receiver, Jalen Waddle, over the middle. I saw a video of this. I can't show it because I don't have access to it. But I did see a video of this, and it was very crisp. The velocity was very on point. It had a lot of speed behind it, and it was a very nice catch as well. So, and you could see the linebacker like trying to reach up for it and miss it and everything. So it was pretty interesting. Let's see. Before 11-on-11 sessions, there was some one-on-one work with defensive linemen against offensive linemen in the pass rushing situations, along with DBs versus receivers and running backs versus linebackers, and the pass protection in the coverage. What stood out there included Cedric, and I apologize if I don't say this name correctly because I've always screwed up, Cedric Agbuehi, standing up Bradley Chubb, Kader Kahu with blanket coverage, and Robbie Chosen deep down the field. Liam Eichenberg with a winning rep against Christian Wilkins. Again, I repeat, Liam Eichenberg with a winning rep against Christian Wilkins. Chosen easily getting behind Noah for a touchdown, but then Noah coming back with a nice pass breakup against Braylon Sanders on a pass near the sideline. So he may have gotten burned once, but he's not going to let it happen twice. Okay. At least I'm seeing, coming back from diversity there a little bit. Mike White also had a solid day at quarterback, starting with a completion to Tyreek Hill on a quick slant on 11-11s. He later had a mid-range sideline completion to Cedric Wilson Jr., a deep slant to Braxton Berrios, and a quick completion to Robbie Chosen in the end zone. One thing I'm hearing from camp, and what I did see from the first day of camp, it seems that Eazy-E and Cedric Wilson are getting a lot of looks, in my opinion. Even sometimes more so than Waddle and Tyreek. And I think that's by design. It's to really push Eazy-E and Cedric Wilson. but also I think we've speculated that he would always be a trade piece for us, and whatnot because of the how many different receivers we have on this team. Um, it's very possible that they're going to showcase him during the preseason. I would not be surprised that they get a majority, of work in the preseason. To be honest. Let's see. Wilson had a busy day with 3 catches, including a nice snag on a high pass from Skylar Thompson over the middle. Though he did fail to come up with a high throw, but catchable ball from Tua earlier in the practice. Okay. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill each were very active in team sessions with his 6 and 4 catches, respectively. Waddle's big play with a 50-something yard catch down the right side from Skylar Thompson shortly after practice moved inside. So when practice moved inside the facility, which if you have been to training camp, unfortunately the public's not allowed to go, not allowed to see it when they're inside. They're saying Skylar Thompson threw a 50-yard catch down the right side, and Waddle caught it. That's what I'm talking about. I'll golf clap to that. Very excited to see that. One thing that I have said, I think that Waddle is by far, in my opinion, one of the most talented receivers. I want to say that he is starting to close that gap between him and Tyreek, to be honest. The only thing that I thought he may had to work on this year, everything else is perfect in my opinion, but the one thing I think he needed to work on was catching the ball with his hands, right? Because if you notice, most of his catches are body catches. And I think if he can get better at hands catching, he by far I could see him becoming a top 5 receiver. No joke. It's my opinion. And we have another article to read about Waddle that we'll go over as well. Let's keep it moving, though. David Long Jr., who's been a star middle linebacker so far, had another tackle for loss on a running play, this one by Savon Ahmed, and as did Elijah Campbell on the first 11-11 period. The pass protection was very solid, pretty much throughout practice with no clear sacks that we observed, though Bradley Chubb and Christian Wilkins each had a QB pressure. Okay. Rookie Cam Smith had yet another pass breakup, this one against Eric Izukama, adding to his already impressive total in camp. If you didn't know, if you haven't heard, Cam Smith is the real deal. Cam Smith rocking and rolling it left and right. He hasn't necessarily started catching the interceptions that I thought he would, but this man is everywhere. He makes sure his guy's covered, pass breakup here, pass breakup there. Very talented, more athletic than I thought he was in person too. Like I said this a few times the first day of camp when I saw him in doing drills. They were doing like a tip and pick drill in the red zone, and the ball was thrown behind him, and he jumped up, spun in the air to adjust, caught the ball, and landed, and it looked so natural. And when the receivers are making cuts or trying to maneuver the defender out of the way, he moves with them fluidly like it's natural. Like it looks like his body is meant to move that way. You know what I mean? It's very impressive. I've made some hot take claims recently that I feel like eventually when all is said and done, he could be as good or better than a Sauce Gardner, for example. And I'm going to stick with that. Because when you see this guy in person, he just gives me that gut feeling, when you see a special player and you get these goosebumps and stuff. That's what he does for me, bro. I mean, it's I forget who it is that says it. There's somebody that at another podcast that says they get a case of the goosies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I get that when I watch this kid. He's just very special. He's already been able to cover Tyreek, and Cedric Wilson, Izukama, and other receivers. The only person I haven't seen him against, and maybe it's because of the side of the field they had him on, was Waddle. Now, that doesn't mean he hasn't yet because I haven't been to the last 2 days of camp, but it is very possible. But I haven't seen it, so I'd like to see that as well. Let's keep it going. Let me go back to where we were at. Okay. Fullback Alec Ingold caught a long pass down the left side from Tua late in practice, though he might have gotten lit up by safety had this been a game situation. Yeah, I heard that if it was a game situation, he may have been lit up because he was getting ready to be hit pretty hard. While Bonaire gave up a long completion from Thompson to Waddle, he did have a good coverage deep against Robbie Chosen on another play. Okay, some pretty cool notes from training camp from yesterday. So that's some pretty good stuff. Let's see what else we got. And I see more people jumping in the chat here. How's it going, everybody? Let's see if there's any questions. Yeah, Phillips has never gotten double-digit sacks yet. There was, I mean, to be honest, last season, if you go back and watch the tape, if you watched all 22, you'll see that he gets double teamed a lot, and they held him quite a few times. In fact, in one game, they had a guy holding him by his neck like this, right? And holding him by his waist, and they still didn't throw the flag. So I'm sorry, but and that's not just one occasion. That was several occasions over a period of time. Mark, how's it going, man? Welcome to the channel. Interesting. Okay, let's keep it moving. So this is a shout out to Color. Color's not here. I wish he was because I wanted to go over this thing that Omar Kelly put out about Jalen Waddle, right? And the reason I wanted Color to be here is because Color, if you didn't know, he made a can't even talk. A statistic. How do I say this? He broke down his rankings for most productive receiver. Okay, it's based on stats, and it's based on specific stats, and he could give you his breakdown and what he actually used to figure out, the top 25 most productive receivers in the league. And one thing he noticed, though he wasn't like number one, I don't think, based on the production and rate that they were moving at, he felt that Jalen Waddle was virtually the most productive receiver that he had seen, based on where compared to the other receivers, had they played the same amount of snaps and whatnot. And this article is about Jalen Waddle, and he put Jalen Waddle has been Dolphins' most productive offensive playmaker. So because of that, I thought Color would get a kick out of this. There's been a give and take to the Miami Dolphins practice each day of training camp. Some of the Dolphins defense owns the day with pressures, would-be sacks, the 2 interceptions that the unit has pulled down. And some days the defense takes a victory lap, scoring touchdowns, converting third downs, and delivering respectable runs. Before I continue, that is the one issue I have with camp so far. I'm not necessarily worried because it's so early in camp, because we're getting other stuff that's done that's really a lot better. One issue I had with last season in the defense was the lack of interceptions. This team needs to work on that. They need to get better at creating the turnover, and specifically interceptions. Fumbles we were getting left and right last season. That was awesome. But the interceptions is where I thought we had opportunity or creating those turnovers. And we've only had 2 so far. And that's something they need to work on. I want to see improvement in that as we go along here. All right, let's keep it moving. So Miami's offense owned Tuesday's practice, which was moved inside the bubble in the final 30 minutes because of lightning in the area. The victory evens the score 3-3 on the days from my perspective, which the defend delivering a blowout last Thursday. So I guess last Thursday the defense was delivering a blowout. Okay. When Miami went inside, it was fireworks for the offense, which carved up all three defenses during a situational hurry up period. Tua threw one incomplete pass during that period. He was carving up Miami's defense like a hot knife goes through butter, and it was encouraging to see, but not good enough to crack my top performers. The bar is higher, he says. So Omar is saying that Tua was like a butter knife slicing through hot butter, right? Easy. If you ever slice through hot butter, it's like tearing paper. That's basically what Tua was doing. However, his top performers have a higher bar. So let's go over it. Number one top performer, and this is why I was bringing this up, Jalen Waddle. Waddle, who was named NFL's 44th best player by his peers in the league's annual NFL Network player rankings, has had a solid camp. Outside of a nasty drop, every other practice, he's been one of the top playmakers for each quarterback. And today he caught a 45-yard reception from Tua. He was also one of the main catalysts in a hurry-up period success where Tua carved Miami's defense, flipping the field before his unit was replaced by the backups. So far, you can argue that Waddle has been the offense's second best performer, only behind Tua. So, with that being said, what he's saying, Jalen Waddle is the top weapon we have so far in camp, based on what's been done. Okay, all right, that's pretty awesome. And when I say weapon, I'm talking about outside of the quarterback. So just so you know. The second person, and this was the guy that we talked about earlier, the undrafted rookie, Chris Brooks from BYU, hasn't taken many, if any, snaps during team drills until Tuesday, and he clearly made the best of it during the final 11-on-11 period. Brooks, who gained 817 rushing yards, scored 7 touchdowns on 130 carries for the Cougars last season, ran for what I would have declared as 2 touchdowns during Miami's 11-on-11 hurry-up period. The first occurred when Miami got inside the goal line area. Brooks wasn't given credit for the score because rookie nose tackle Brandon Paley, awesome dude, I got his autograph as well, was waving his arms as if he got a tackle, but he wasn't in position, in my opinion. Then, when the offense turned around and started the drive from the 5-yard line, Brooks sliced and diced his way through the third-team defense and ran for a 95-yard touchdown. No defender came close to touch him, but in their defense, a whistle was blown, but it didn't stop Brooks from running to the end zone and the offense from celebrating. Pretty dope. Glad to see that. Number 3 is kind of surprising because I haven't heard necessarily the best of things, but I guess he had a good day, so we'll see here. And that's right tackle Austin Jackson. Offensive line is a position where players typically get noticed because they messed up or gotten beaten badly. I haven't noticed Jackson for anything negative for 6 straight practices, and that's a sign he's made progress. In fact, during one play inside the bubble, the 2020 first round pick pancaked Jalen Phillip. Yeah, I heard about that. That one I did hear about. He's usually battling with. In fairness to Phillips, it looks as if the pass rusher slipped on the turf, but he was still picking himself up from the turf. I initially didn't give Jackson praise for his solid week because Phillips suffered an ankle injury on the first day of training camp and was held out for the next 2 days. But now that he's returned and the right side remains quiet, it's time to give Jackson his props. Well, I would agree if this is all I've heard, but I have heard there was on 2 occasions where it looked like Austin Jackson got beat. Now, I know people see things differently. So I will say, coming from, Omar, and knowing the fact that he's very, very, how do I put it? He truly believes that the games the game is won in the trenches. He's all about the offensive line and the defensive line, right? That's what, at least that's what he says. So coming from him and getting actually some positive feedback in this sense, that's good. That's good news. That's good news for me. And if he really is the top third best performer, then rock and roll. Let's see. Does that mean he won't be an issue in real games? It doesn't, he goes on to say. But check back for a Jackson update after Miami's joint practice against the Atlanta Falcons next week. It was that time 2 years ago during joint practice versus Chicago Bears where I sounded the alarm about Jackson, and it's been downhill from that point. Ooh. See, he still has question marks. Okay. Stock down. This is the person I did not want to see in the stock down. But he says, and it's the person he's talking about is linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel. In fairness to Van Ginkel, there's very few players on the team working at two positions like he is, but his presence hasn't been felt all camp. Van Ginkel, who's working as outside linebacker and inside linebacker, has been easily blocked during one-on-one drills. Tuesday, there were a couple of plays during 11-11s where he was washed away. I'm not overly concerned with Van Ginkel's status on the team. He's safe because of his versatility, but you think a veteran who has started 31 games over the past 4 seasons would be more impactful in the zone-based scheme. Yeah, I mean, I get what he's saying. I don't want to say he's washed. I would say that with how they have the groups, the team split up into 4 groups, and how they're trying to overlap them, he may not have gotten as many looks as he would like to, and they may not have necessarily shown everything. I kind of I there's a big sentiment that people feel that the team is basically running a vanilla defense at times. That's what it kind of looks like. I mean, that's what I've been told. That's what I kind of saw on the first day. The defense looked very similar to what we already have seen previously. So as we go along, we'll see if they show us anything different. And I'll be keeping track of Van Ginkel because I think he's going to be an impact player this year, specifically, inside and being outside linebacker. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not too worried. It's only like what, day 6. It's the first week of camp. We haven't even had a full week of camp yet. So we'll see what happens. Me and Color are going to be going to camp Saturday. I can't wait. It's going to be the stadium practice. So we're going to be practicing in the stadium. That'll be pretty interesting. Let's see. I see people. Okay, that's funny. If you guys have any questions about the article or questions about camp or anything, let me know. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Let's see, what time is it? All right, 6:44. Let's go over some media availability, and then what we'll do for the last third of the show, I'll answer questions from you guys, see if you guys have any questions, and I'll try to get through each one. So let me get this set up for you all. There we go. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear this okay.
Standing up, man. Yeah. I don't know. Does this go back to anything you've done previously in your career? I know you played in a lot of schemes.
And just so you know, this is Emmanuel Agba. I don't know if you guys have seen it or been to camp. Emmanuel Agba looks much bigger than he did previous years. If you ever seen Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb, they look like big guys. He's bigger. He's bigger than both those guys. I think he's hit the weight room pretty well. I honestly think, as El Capitan said, and what we saw on the first day, we expect him to be playing inside at times as well as outside. So we'll see we'll see what they do with him. But he is a much bigger guy than I've seen before.
I would say similar to Cleveland. I got drafted as outside linebacker, so I stood up some in Cleveland. But yeah, it's definitely new again, so I got to do a lot more of that just to get accustomed to it.
What did you expect to be standing up as opposed to be handing the ground in this scheme, or?
Yeah, I mean, I knew Vic was a versatile coach, so he put his best players in best position available. So I'm learning 3-point and 2-point stand just to be able to do in multiple positions.
Daniel Jerome told us yesterday, when asked what's something that surprised him about Vic, that for someone that age, he's actually really funny.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's something that you've noticed about him as well.
Oh, yeah, you can tell he's a no-nonsense coach, but yeah, he does bring energy to the room and he does make some jokes here and there just to keep us entertained as well.
Yeah, what has David Long meant to the defense and his addition, both in the meeting room, practice field, all that stuff?
Oh, he's a good leader for us. He's fast off the ball. He moves very well. Like I would say, yesterday he had one play. He just came down. He dipped on Liam, came down here and smacked the running back, and we like that from our linebacker, especially the D line. We want those guys to come get those double teams off of us. So
I like what he had to say about Vic Fangio. He's a no-nonsense coach, but he does know how to bring energy and bring some jokes to keep everyone entertained. That's pretty dope. I like that. And I also liked what he said about David Long and everything. It's pretty interesting. Let's keep it moving, though.
Emmanuel, you've seen this offensive line with Teron. What does he bring to that offensive line?
That leadership, that vet leadership. He does a lot for us. When healthy, he's the best he can be. We definitely need him this year. I know he's doing the best he can. To get back. I just can't wait till he start being out there with the group. Just to teach them younger guys. So.
Yesterday, Durham Smythe said that this is the best front seven in the NFL.
Yeah.
From the pass rushing standpoint, how good will you guys be, do you think?
As good as we want to be. We have definitely a bunch of talented rushers. We got outside, inside, Christian doing his thing, Zach doing his thing, Raekwon even rushing good too. We all can rush at different positions. So, Vic is going to make us all one-dimensional. So.
You've been through
all one-dimensional. That means as a team, one-dimensional. They're going to be moving as a team, and I like what I hear about this. The front seven has, from what I heard, looks very good. And from what I saw, they looked very good. They were getting a lot of pressures inside and all over that offensive line. And, I think it was the day before the first day of camp. It was Sakapalooza day where there were multiple sacks, like 12 sacks in total. So that's what I'm saying. This year, I want to see double-digit sacks, definitely, from at least somebody on this front seven. We got someone joining the chat. Color, welcome to the show, my friend.
Good morning, Ali.
Good morning. Late night with Shake Money, huh?
No. Well, yeah, I guess it did go a little late last night, but it's a long day yesterday.
I hear you. You missed the excitement. I think Omar has been watching your show too much.
Oh, I'm sure he has. Not too much though.
Listen to this. Listen to this. So you know how you had the most productive receivers rankings that you did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all based on statistics and everything like that. That was the word I couldn't say earlier. I don't know why I couldn't say it. So he put out an article that had notes from camp, and he put in there specific. And the title of this article was Jalen Waddle, Miami Dolphins' most productive receiver. So,
well, how would he know that?
I don't know. I mean, you were the one that told me that he was pretty much one of the most productive people on the list. So,
and most efficient in the NFL.
Yeah, most efficient, exactly. So, just saying, I thought that was pretty dope. So, anyway,
shout out to Omar Kelly for going to the proper sources. I'm glad to be somebody's sauce.
Definitely. So we're watching an interview with Emmanuel Ogbah right now. he basically said, someone asked him, what do you think about Durham Smythe saying that that their front seven is the best in the NFL? And he basically said, yeah, we have talent all across the board, even said everyone's working really well. Even Raekwon Davis looks really good. And he talked about Vic Fangio trying to make them all one-dimensional as a team, as a unit, and they'll be as good as they want to be in the end of it. So that's what he went on to say, just so you're aware where we're at now. But let's keep it moving.
This experience that a lot of these guys who are going into free agency have done before. You finished on a contract, you played on a contract, wanted an extension, didn't get an extension, eventually got the extension. What's that mindset like for a player when they're in that business point of their career?
Like I was during my situation, just focus on the team, focus on getting better. Just control what you can, it's definitely tough in that player's position, but you just gotta keep your head down and keep working. You never know what can happen anytime. So. Oh, it's been good. I mean, unfortunately, what happened to him, well, we're definitely gonna miss him, but I know he's gonna attack that rehab and come back faster. Definitely miss him. So.
I guess for starters, how to feel to finally get to be back out there.
All right. Before we hit Toronto Armstead, that was really interesting. I liked some of the tidbits they had to say. One observation, how we said that Emmanuel Ogbah is a very big man. He looks massive now. You know what we're talking about? Color.
Yes, sir.
So he looks just as big without pads on than he does with pads.
Yeah. Who is that? I can't tell, man.
Well, Emmanuel Ogbah was the first person.
Yeah.
That's the person I'm talking about.
I saw Ogbah. Then I switched. We haven't seen this guy. We're still talking about Ogbah. I got you.
Yeah, this is Teron Armstead.
Yeah, Ogbah's really tall, man.
Yeah. For a second there, without looking at his shirt, it almost looks like I wish it were a Hooter, and I thought of you and where you and El Cap went after training. Yeah. So I thought it was funny. All right, let's keep it moving. This is Teron Armstead, and let's see what he had to say. I heard an interesting tidbit of what he had to say, so I will talk about that as well.
It was great. Fun being back out there with the guys. Can cross the lines, be right there, talk with them, do some drills, some handwork stuff, get ready to get going.
Ron, what can you tell us about your off season? We understand you had a right knee procedure.
Yeah.
But how tough a decision was that? And were there decisions to make about surgery on other body parts?
Yeah, it was a process. I wasn't trying to get any procedures done, but that one in particular, I really had no other choice. But it was by far the best decision to go ahead and get cleaned up and feel great.
How's your toe feeling at this point? You dealt with it a lot last year.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. I'm good, ready to roll.
Ron, how much work and clean drills would you anticipate doing over the next several weeks?
Yeah, they got a plan for me, program for me. Just trying to stick with it, and we're progressing, kind of going through a little bit of a slow progression in my opinion, but I'm not arguing or combating. I'm here to play. So,
all right. So a few things I want to say real quick, Color. First of all, awesome that he finally, he made the decision for the knee to get cleaned up. That's awesome. And I'm glad to hear that his toe is feeling much better, because primarily what was concerning is that toe is what caused a lot of that question mark. Is he going to play, not going to play last season? You know what I mean? And if he's 100% good, like he's saying, then there should be no excuses, right, Color? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if he was dealing with the toe, it's probably a good thing that it has feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if it's hurting.
This is true. Jose Valdez, my friend, good morning. Thank you for the $20 donation. Good morning, Fins fam. I hope this helps out with some coffee this morning. Thank you. We all need it.
Yes, sir, Jose. Appreciate that.
Definitely,
Man,
I appreciate it.
slapping the 20 on us right first thing in the morning, man.
Yeah, Jose Valdez is the man today. Let me tell you. And if I missed anybody else, I'm sorry. I was by myself, so I didn't see any. But if there was one, I appreciate y'all. Sorry about that. But yeah, man. Last season there was several games that um, we were trying to figure out what exactly is wrong with the toe. We didn't really have an exact answer for that. Um, there was even a few joking comments that we made about, oh, maybe as far as we know, he has an ingrown toenail. You know what I mean? Because they weren't having him practice at all, it seemed like, but he was ready for game day every time, you know? And, that was the biggest question. I'm glad to see that he's, feeling much better. He's 100% ready to go. His knees feeling great, he says, and the toe is, really good, no problem. For me, that means that you should be ready to go, and there should be no excuses going into this season, to be honest. So, we
So
were
if I'm a
always
D lineman, all I'm thinking is, oops.
really, bro, really.
I mean, like this dude's like what, 200, 300 pound freaking lineman is like he gets put out by a toe. I love it. You gotta
Yeah.
love today's NFL, man.
Well, you never know. I
And
mean,
back in the day, they would have just lobbed that toe off, taped the rest of them together, and hey, send you on your way.
yeah. It also depends on which which toe it is, because I do know that when you don't have I think it's the larger toe, right? Um, I've read that it causes balance problems, like really bad.
Yeah, man, you
So,
tape a stick to your foot, and you'll be fine.
is that your mom next to you?
Yeah.
Are you on the
She's
road?
a nurse. She doesn't dig the whole lob, just cut the toe off and
Put a
splint it.
stick. Oh my God. Are you on the road?
Yes, I am.
What does the traffic
Uh-oh.
look like?
Well, I'm on Congress Avenue heading south. It's your normal congestion, but it's moving and, slowly. There's no school in session today, so the back streets are nice and clear. Stay off the interstate. You still got 6th Avenue shut down to 95. And if you're in the 305, just turn around and head the other way and you'll be fine. That is your TFTGnetwork.com traffic report.
So they send.
I can't hear you, Ollie, over the sound of this helicopter.
Can you hear me now?
I can. I might have lost connection. Did you guys get the full TFTGnetwork.com traffic report?
Yes, you did, but I'm
Okay,
giving the
cool.
weather report currently.
Oh,
It's
okay.
currently 81 degrees, partly cloudy. Today's high of 89, low of 80. This morning is going to be around 86 degrees, it says. It feels like 88 already, and it's 83% humidity. Low chance of rain this morning. However, this afternoon, 68% for thunderstorms and rain. They expect that to go through the evening into the overnight. So just so
So they
you're
said
aware.
there's a 68% chance it's going to be summer today.
Oh, color. All right, let's keep it moving with another $10 donation. Crazy Dolphin Man. Super sticker. Appreciate you, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Let's keep it moving. I'm going to press play and see what else Teron Armstead had to say.
I was trying to figure
Hmm. I liked what I heard. The attention to detail, execution. That's the biggest problem that we've had over the past several years is executing. The plays are there. We've had the proper plays called before, but executing has always been a concern. And he's saying that their attention to detail and that their exiting looks very promising. Um, Also, in addition, I think it was last season that Teron Armstead did not work out or took part in training camp at all, and he still was a really good left tackle, to be honest. That did very well. So Jose Valdez says, "Ali, we can't hear it. So you can't hear the video, or you can't hear me. Tell me which one is it, because I've paused it currently." Mm. Jose, put it in the chat if you can't hear me or you can't hear the video. Couldn't hear the video. Thank you. Let me rewind it and I'll reset it up here. Mm. Let me know if you can hear it now.
Out there and do it. You know, everybody gonna have rust, even with experience and muscle memory. You still got some things to work out, timing, hand placement, getting the feel for certain things. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to grasp quickly when I'm in. But we're sticking to the plan.
Can you hear?
say it's a slow progression. Slow progression for you is probably a lot faster than what they want, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I'm being disciplined, being a professional, just taking it a day at a time. It's challenging. It's challenging, but working with my guys though has been great. Like I'm seeing so much progress from them. The intent, attention to detail, and then execution has been great. So today, just being able to be on the field and be more hands-on in a sense, and help out more than just being off to the sideline was today was great.
I know you spent.
What are your takeaways from watching some of those team drills in the trenches before you?
Color, if you missed it, Teron Arms said that he's very impressed with the execution of the offensive line.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
good to
had
hear.
lost the audio from Tyrone, so I had to back out and come back in real quick.
No, I think it was something with StreamYard that's going on because it's giving me problems sharing screens and I like the audio is like going in and out. So I think it's a StreamYard issue, to be honest.
Roger that.
But let me keep playing since they can hear it now.
It's been a bit of a battle, some highs and lows. We want to kind of even that out more on a more consistent basis. We don't want explosive plays and then big negatives. You know, we want more consistency. So staying on that task and keeping that the focus and the goal of O-line play is consistency. That's what you always want to see.
What seems to be the point of emphasis for the new O-line coach?
Speed, velocity off the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. We want to dominate and dictate that line of scrimmage as much as possible. And we do that. We knock people off the ball a yard or two. We got a great chance to win a lot of games.
Ron, I'm sure if I asked any player in that locker room, they would all say that they would love to play 17 games this year.
Yeah.
But for you especially, how much would that mean?
That's goal number one, man. Goal number one. And I'm gonna keep going for it, doing everything I can to make it a reality. I'm here to play. You know what I mean? I'm here to play. So that's goal number one. But all I'm focusing on right now is today and then the next one and then the next one. I'm not gonna look too far ahead.
What's last year of when you and two were on the field versus when you weren't? I mean, this offense just was clicking when you guys were together. Is that a realization that, hey, we're two pretty big parts of this offense. We both need to be available?
That's not a secret. That's not a secret. You know, you need your best players to play and play their best. You know what I mean? Especially you getting down into the stretch, into the playoffs. Like, we're going to need all our best players to be playing our best football. So me, Tua, Tyreek, Agba, David Long, now Christian, we're going to need the best players to be our absolute best.
I know you spent so much of your offseason kind of working with younger players, instructing O-line masterminds, things like that. I'm curious at this stage of your career, do you still find little things to add to your game at this point?
No, for sure. I think that's why I've been able to do it for a long time, is continue to evolve and add tools to my toolbox. I learned things from first year, second year players just by watching, just by watching it. Think of the cool thing about O-line play is, like, we got all the answers on film, so you can go back and see, all right, what did guys do to combat this move or combat this stunt, or you know what I mean? So you got the answers on film, so you go back and watch it and you try to go execute. So try to add more tools to the toolbox.
Ron, would you get your most beneficial?
Pretty interesting. He's saying that, they asked him if he, as he goes along, does he add more tools to the box or learn more better techniques and whatnot? And they have all the answers. He's not wrong, bro. The video is all out there. It's not like they have to figure it out without any video. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think in the offensive line primarily, yeah, it is execution is definitely half of it, but I think also is the ability to absorb knowledge and understanding the film and breaking it down on what could be done to combat certain situations.
Yep.
And understanding that, I think that's the other half. That's the half that
I
people
do
really
agree
talk about.
I do agree that it does come down to Tuas too. I mean, you do have to have a lot of Tuas in your toolbox.
Damn, Color. So you're saying that
Good
Tua
morning,
is the tool.
Batman.
Oh man. What's up, Vader's daddy? Welcome to the show. I like the name, Vader's daddy. Interesting. Yeah, that's right. El Capitan up here in the morning. Hulk smash the like button. So
El
definitely.
Capitan baking in the South Florida sun this morning.
Yeah, he's having morning breakfast with his construction crew. So all right, let's keep it moving. I want to keep listening to what he had to say, because there was something that he says about Tua later on.
Official work in joint practices or in preseason games?
Joint practice. Yeah.
Why is that?
It's been a minute since I played a preseason game, for sure. I'm not against it, of course. I do whatever I need to do, but no, those joint practices, you get a chance in a more controlled setting to continue to practice and work on adding tools to your toolbox. So in a joint practice, I feel much more comfortable taking a jump set or switching up a set than I would in game. In game, you want to go to what you know works the most. But in practice, as we're fine tuning and we're perfecting our craft, you feel more. That's more of an advantage and a time for you to really work and perfect your craft.
Teron, noticed you boxing on the sideline.
Hold on, before he asks this next question. Color, if you look at his shirt where it says, "I wish it were hotter," right? The O looks like a full circle of part of your logo. And when he's like bending down, talking into the microphone every time, the microphone is cutting off one half of it. And I constantly think I'm looking at your logo. Did you know that?
They just won't stop stealing my ideas, man. I swear, man. God, man. From Omar
funny.
Kelly right down to Teron Armstead and this shirt right here.
Oh, man. I thought it was funny.
The first few days, I know it's something that you've been doing for a while. What exactly has that done for you in your career since you took it up?
Yeah, just cardio, low impact on the joints, opposed to running as much. So just getting a lot of cardio and then precision with the hands. And, once you get tired, just that mental fortitude that it builds, that mental toughness.
Are there things that carry over from that to like your initial punch whenever play starts?
Try to make it correlate as I'm training, but it's two different worlds, two different sports. Like I box from a left-handed stance because I play left tackle, even though I'm right-handed. So I try to make it, correlate as much as I can, but Not necessarily because, you know, I've been doing all this and he ain't really, if he boxing like that, I'm gonna knock him out. But doing all that and you feel me? Yeah.
Your boxing or tools, you just.
I'll whoop to him. All right.
There you have it. Armstead says he would whoop Tua color. He told you to take that Tua and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, well, Tua would front kick a hole through his chest, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Front kick a hole. That's not even part of jiu-jitsu, but okay.
It don't matter. You seen the guy's calves, bro? He can front kick a hole through anything.
That's true. That's true. Definitely. I'll give you that. I just thought it was funny.
I need to run into this convenience store real quick, Ollie. I'll be right back.
No worries. All right, let's keep it going.
I know I spoke to a few guys.
Oh, maybe I should wait till Color gets back. It's his favorite player, Jalen Phillips, is in the house. Let's see who we got in the chat. Man's the chill. How's it going, bud?
That's Adonis Phillips to you, bro.
Adonis Phillips. Okay. Adonis Phillips. Vader's daddy is up in here. Who else we got? Adam Sadowski. Let's see. Newfoundland, how you doing? Just want to make Collins in here. How's it going, Collins? Been a while. Mark. Okay. Mark, you might want to do a wellness check on Michael K. I haven't seen him in a while. Hope he's okay. Oh, there he is. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I see him now. What's up, Michael K? How you doing? Tua lost 10 years. Oh my God. Color, how much longer? Let's go. I want to play this. Maybe I'll play the audio. We'll come back to you.
Yesterday, but real quick, I just wanted to make a little announcement. So DCC registration open today. It's going to be, I think it's the 14th annual. Is it 14th annual? So it's going to be on February 24th of next year. Obviously, DCC is an amazing cause doing cancer research for Sylvester. And, you know, all of us have either been affected directly or have had a loved one, somebody they know affected by cancer. So if you guys can spread the word for me, I'll be serving as a board member for the second consecutive year and obviously participating in the ride this year as well. So a lot of fun things happening, a lot of money going to a great cause. So if you guys could help share that information, that'd be great.
Why you decided to join the board and why it's so important to you?
Just so you know, if you didn't know, DCC is the Dolphins Cancer Challenge Cancer. Is what it is, and it's a great cause. You know, where all the funds and money that they collect for, you know, that event and everything all goes towards research and helping fight the cancer and everything. So I'm definitely big time supporter of fighting cancer. So I just figured I'd share that real quick. I know we did Cause for Cleats already, but wanted to share it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, so I mean, me personally, I've had several family members both die and be affected by cancer. And so for me, it was important to join the board. I think it's a great initiative. And to be able to, you know, represent my team and show what the Dolphins do as a community and you know, the efforts that we make, it was just important for me to do. So it's really the least I can do, honestly.
I've heard you've ridden 100 miles the last 2 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is there training involved in that?
There's a little bit of training, but I mean, it's kind of, for me, it's more of a mental thing, honestly. You know, obviously I want to do the ride because it's a great cause, but it was also a little bit of a challenge for me. You know, when I told my girlfriend and my parents and stuff like that I was going to do it, they're like, no way you can do 100 ride. You've never, you know, ridden a bike like that before. I was like, all right, watch me. So yeah, it's definitely intense. And funny enough, it's actually, they're changing it this year. The distances, they're going to do 99 miles for Jason Taylor, 54 for Zach Thomas. So they're kind of coordinating it with our Hall of Famer. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, when does your butt stop hurting?
Say that again?
When does your butt stop hurting?
I think the better question is, when does it start hurting? It starts hurting around mile 50, and then mile 60 to mile 80 is real rough. And in that last stretch, you're just absolutely dead and just waiting for that finish line. But like I said, it's such an amazing cause. And once you get to the finish line and see, you know, all the people you rode with and all the cancer survivors and stuff like that, it really is just a truly fulfilling feeling. Any football questions?
I'm waiting for this tweet to be sent. Jalen, this is a passing league, and pass rush is kind of the counter to that. Tell me how you think this pass rush can control games or alter games, especially under Vic this season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, pass rush is one of the major components in the game, and being able to have a successful pass rush, can really determine the success of a defense. And obviously, everybody's important, and marrying, like I've said before, the back end with the pass rush is important. But to be able to affect the quarterback, play in and play out, whether it's sacks, pressures, hits, hurries, it's just really invaluable when it comes to I mean, you could ask him right here. It definitely, I think, plays into the quarterback. And so, I think with our team, we have incredible talent all around. We got a lot of depth. We got, guys who can rush inside, outside, guys who can really do it all. So I'm really excited to see how we keep gelling together. A really cool thing about it, too, is, I've played with a couple of the guys for three years now. And they played for 4 years. And so we have, we're really cohesive as a unit. We have a lot of fun playing together.
That's no lie, Color. The cohesive is what the word of the day, right? In light of rest in peace, Pee Wee Herman, word of the day. Word of the day is cohesive. And the reason for that is it seems like that the theme around training camp, and one thing that they're really rocking with is the chemistry, and the cohesiveness of working together. They have players in different position groups tandem with certain guys, right? And they're building that chemistry, and it's starting to show on the field. Omar said it. It seems like the score right now is 3-3. 3 days to the offense, 3 days to the defense. And I'll tell you, when that defense is on, it is on, right? I think the defense has looked, on the first day of camp, it looked much more scarier, much more game ready than it has looked in the previous camp when I was there. And when I'm saying previous camp, I'm talking about last year, the first day of camp. You know what I mean? Actually, I didn't even go on the first day. It was like midweek that week I went. And that being said, it just looks a lot more. It looks like they're more game day ready. You know what I mean? They're already on point, and that's just my opinion. Do you have any thoughts on that before we continue? Color?
No, sir. I agree with you. I think the defense is going to be obviously it's a reactive position, so it's going to be a little more ready than the offense in general. But yeah, I think you're right as far as almost game ready.
Yep, almost game ready. That's what my opinion is. Let's keep going.
Mike gave a good scouting report on the edges. He said you guys can basically do whatever you want, so it's hard to get a book on you. Is that accurate?
I mean, not whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? There's limitations, obviously, but I think, yeah, 100%. I mean, I think there's obviously a little bit of freedom within, the constraints of our defense. And I think that's one really cool thing about, this year, being able to use our athleticism and really just attack them in different ways. I would also say the same thing for our offense, too. I mean, not that they can do whatever they want, but they're very multiple. And so, it gives us a lot of challenging looks and really trains our eyes.
How do you think you've improved in pass rushing? Like, what is something that you think you really gotten better that you are excited to kind of showcase once the season starts?
I think I'm trying to keep improving, honestly. But one thing I've been working on this offseason is just, keeping on my hands, on my technique in general, on my bend, top of the rush, things like that. This game is really a game of inches. And I think a lot of my pressures last year, if I had just been a little bit better with my hips, with my hands, with my feet, that could have turned those into sacks. So that's something I'm, steady trying to improve on and, try to be a technician, really master the art of pass rushing.
I will say I do agree with him. His hand technique and the way he gets off of the line of scrimmage, that is going to be key for him. Because at times, some games, I thought he was getting off a little bit too slow, slightly. And I think if he can work on that in his hand technique to get past the offensive lineman a lot faster, I think it'll be that much better. So I do agree with him on that. I want to respond to Michael K. It says, how can you tell when they're going at 40%? Now, it said almost game day ready, it seems like, right? Almost. There's that percentage that's not ready. And the reason for that is because unlike last offseason when I was there at training camp, I haven't seen a lot of like training opportunities that you normally would see with the defense. And what I mean by that, I don't really see a lot of them stopping the play, yelling at defenders or anything like that. I mean, there was the one where Mike McDaniel was getting in X's face, but we don't know what that was about. I have no idea what it was about at all. Um, but what I will say is that it seems like there's less things that they have to stop the defense and to correct. And also, the offense is not burning the defense as much as they were last season either at the same speed. So that's why we think that they're a little bit more ready compared to where they were last offseason. I'm not looking for a ridiculous explanation. I'm just giving you an explanation of what I meant by that. Okay, Mike. Okay, let's keep it going. All right, and actually, that concludes the press conference. So let's stop that. So, Color, what's on your mind, man? What do you think about everything?
So I was going to tell Mike, okay, look, we actually have an algorithm that we apply, and we can tell you that it was actually 47.26% to be exact.
Yeah. Don't forget to times by pi, by the way. 3.14.
Oh, I did. That's part of the algorithm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the inverse square of pi of the square root of pi times 0 plus 46.2 would equal 46.2.
Yeah. It'll be pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. I'm just saying that it seems like they work better as a team now. There's not like, hey, you're doing something right, but you're not doing this correctly and having to sit there and explain or I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, Color? Like it just seems like they're like a lot more ahead than where they were last season at this time. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of what it feels like. I don't know if it's because, what they did in OTAs. I don't really know what the reason was, but it just seems like that they're ready to go a lot more than where they were previously in the previous game.
Well, I mean, they've been together now for 3-4 years. I mean, across two different coaches, one of which, instilled a lot of camaraderie in the group, I mean, again, I thought that a lot of our accomplishment last year was in spite of Boyer. I think we could, like I was saying before, last preseason, we could go without a DC. Our guys are smart. They know what is going on. They know what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You bring a guy like Fangio in and it's like, I'm just here to remind everybody what they need to do. And man, look, again, we've been together for 3-4 years now. The defense should be gelling. Even if we didn't have a coach, eventually they got to come together,
Yeah, definitely. Some other news, just so you're aware, Jalen Ramsey was at the last two practices on the sideline, speaking with coaches and even speaking to the DBs prior to drills. It seems like he's really focused on the team. You know what I mean? And he's here to do whatever he has to until he can get back. That's really encouraging. I like to see that in players. I don't like to see them when they're out injured or not in the game that they go and disappear and not be around. You know what I mean? If I can understand if like you're, in really bad condition or something happened, I get it. But if you're able to be on the field and be there with your team and stuff, any little bit helps. Anything you're seeing that they may not be able to see, he can tell them and whatnot. And I like seeing that he was there. What do you think, Color?
Sorry, I was having a hard time hitting the mute button. But yeah, I think, again, agreed. And I also think that when it comes down to it, people are watching their P's and Q's. People want to perform for a guy like this. They know he's looking. They know that he doesn't have any obligation to protect any one of them. And so they're gonna show out for the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, It's kind of like if you brought Don Shula into the building, what are the guys on offense going to do during practice? You know, now that he brings that name to the table, it's like, oh, Shula's here. Oh, time to be the best receiver I can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And no, I'm not equating Fangio to Shula. I'm just talking about when it comes to bringing clout to the table. You know, people want to perform for people that are known to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. So here is one concern coming out of camp. And it's not, I've only heard that this happened once, but still, it may be a concern. Do you have a concern with our field goal kicker, Sanders?
I didn't watch enough, but not really. I mean,
I heard he missed a 39-yard field goal.
Oh, for shame.
So, and I know last season he went on he was in the dump at one point. So that's why I'm wondering.
Did he miss a 39-yard field goal in a game? Did I miss? Did we play a game that I missed or something?
Well, last night or yesterday, it was reported that he missed a 39-yard field goal. I don't know if I know he missed a couple field goals in games.
Right, but I mean, like, I don't know.
I'm just wondering, is it too soon to be worried? Should we not be worried?
Much too soon.
V21 says and a 42-yard field goal, so he missed both.
Yeah, did anybody reporting that? Did they count how many he missed last offseason or the off season before that? It's practice. I would hope he's missing them in practice.
That's true. I would rather him miss them in practice than in games. You're
Well,
absolutely
it's
right.
not a matter of. It's not even a matter of rather have. It's more like how is he going to know what adjustments he needs to make if he's making every one of them? He's working with a new placeholder again. I mean, come on, people.
Michael K is trying to insinuate content that we didn't actually say. I didn't say all the players. I was talking about the defense, Michael K. Now we're talking about the special teams and field goal kickers. Special teams hasn't looked good with Cedric Wilson muffing punts, to be honest. So I'm not very happy about that either. Go ahead.
Let me ask: any of those people reporting that he missed field goals? Did any of them specify whether he was kicking those off a tee or off the new placeholder? I mean, you see what I'm saying, bro? It's like half-ass reporting, half-ass knee-jerk reporting to make whatever you feel right. Like, I don't like Jason Sanders, so he missed a couple short field goals today. No context provided, nothing. You know, I don't like Skylar Thompson, so Mike White is actually winning in the quarterback competition because he's getting more reps. I mean,
I
act like you're Mike McDaniel or something. Like, you know what's in his head.
Well, I'm sorry, Color, for bringing it up. I saw TD posted that there was a missed field goal. So
no, I'm not. I don't know why you're apologizing, bro.
Because I'm the one that brought it up to you. That's why there was no half-assed reporting.
It's okay.
It's just a matter of that he mentioned that there was a missed
I'm talking
field
about
goal,
the people. I'm talking about anybody that's telling anybody that he missed field goals like it matters. I'm not talking about you reporting it.
Okay. All I'm asking is, are you concerned? If you're not concerned, then that's all. You're not concerned at this point.
No, I'm not concerned.
Okay. All right.
I was just explaining why I'm not concerned. I don't understand where's the animosity here?
All right.
Sorry, I answered.
No, don't be sorry. You're not. No reason to be sorry at all. I'm sorry if it upset you.
I mean, I'm just sick of the nitpicking, bro. It's like every single day we're the public has seen 3 practices, and now all of a sudden the public is the expert on what was going on at camp. It's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's practice.
It is practice.
For those who have never actually participated in a football practice, you're gonna find yourself doing something you've never done before. You're gonna find yourself standing there being a placeholder. It don't matter what your name is, how good you are. Sometimes they need a guy to stand there and be a placeholder. And the crowd is sitting there going, "Oh my God, look where they got him. I guess we're turning Raheem Mostert into a linebacker now." I mean, it's practice.
That would be funny though. You're right. Actually, speaking of practice, I mentioned Brandon Pilley earlier, Color, and I know it's just one play, and it's nothing like it's not like he's been doing this every practice yet. But Brandon Pilley, I believe, was the guy that body slammed Raheem Mostert. And he got yelled at for it a lot because I think Raheem Mostert still has the red jersey on.
Right.
I have heard good things about Brandon Pilley. It seems like every year we try to root for the undrafted free agents. How did Aubrey Miller look yesterday? Do you remember what you saw from him, if anything?
I thought he looked much improved in his drills. I thought he looked a lot stronger yesterday than he did on Sunday when I saw him. I mean, he could have been, who knows? I mean, every day is different. Again, it's practice, so one day you might have a tummy ache, I mean, we're all human, but I think he was hitting the bags a lot harder and a lot more, with a lot more energy yesterday than he was Sunday, which is a good thing,
Yeah, I agree.
On the kicker thing, bro, I'm just wondering, like, everybody's going to harp on that for a week. Like, oh my God, the sky's falling because Jason Sanders missed a couple short field goals in practice. Well, for all these people getting in their feels and even talking about it in the first place, what is the suggestion we do? Is there a kicker available to go get?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
I would tell people to save themselves and not pay attention to the kicker so much if it's that worrisome. You know what I mean, to them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's that concerning, because we don't have another kicker to go get. So,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I mean,
to what? In other words, to what end? How am I supposed to answer? Well, TD or somebody said that he missed a couple short field goals. Well, what am I supposed to say to that? Oops. I mean, we don't have a kicker to go get.
I understand. I was just wondering if it worried you or not, and you said it does not at this point. So that's all I was really trying to ask. They did bring in competition for the punter position, and I've heard Turk looks really good. The undrafted free agent, I believe he was related to Matt Turk, if memory serves me right. Yeah. So I heard he has a hell of a leg. It'll be very interesting because the guy he's going up against is a former Pro Bowler. So Bailey, I think his name is. Cap for life. Pilley is the dude with the man bun, bro. Dude is nice. Yeah, he's a Samoan. Played for USC. He's a pretty big guy. So, yeah. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any other news. Color. There was some stuff. I don't know if you weren't there for it, but Alvin Kamara is meeting with Roger Goodell about a possible suspension. I don't know if you heard about that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who's meeting with Goodell about us?
Alvin Kamara, the running back from the Saints. They have him on video with the assault.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, I don't know why they're saying possible suspension. I'm sorry. If he doesn't get suspended for that, then it's messed up. I'm sorry.
And he's meeting with Goodell like he's some special player that doesn't just get handed down a sentence like every other player does. I got to go meet with the commissioner to beg for my own punishment.
I don't know. Maybe he's negotiating something.
Exactly. How many players get to do that?
I'm just trying to see if there's any last minute news worthy stuff to talk about. Rams camp. They can't catch a break, bro. Cooper Kupp already injured, has a hamstring problem, and the team is saying they don't know when he's going to be back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man.
So when it rains, it pours, huh?
Yeah, you win a Super Bowl and then you get cursed for 2 years.
Oh, by the way, I was just going to point that out. not to beat a dead horse, but does anybody know who the kicker was for the Rams when they won the Super Bowl? I mean, I'm sure somebody knows, but it like off the top of your head as a quick answer, no. You
Tanner
have to look
Brown?
it up.
No. Oh, wait. No. Matt Gay, I think.
Right, but you had to think for a second.
Yeah, I had to think about it.
The last time the Patriots won the Super Bowl, you remember who their kicker was? Might have been Nick Folk. I don't remember.
No. God, what is his name? I think he played for the Colts for a hot minute.
No, I'm that the last time they won the Super Bowl, not back in the day, not in their heyday. That was Vinatieri in their heyday. He played for Indianapolis.
No, did he? Not the Colts, but didn't he leave the Patriots finally and played for Tennessee? Maybe.
I can't remember.
I want to say his name started with an S, but I could be wrong.
Oh, Gostkowski? Steven Gostkowski?
Yeah. He played. I think he played for Tennessee or the Colts or something at the end of the last season or two or something ago.
But I think I've illustrated my point, Ollie.
I understand. The only reason I know that who he is, I just couldn't think of his name, is because he was my fantasy field goal kicker for the longest time. I always picked him. So, trying to.
Yeah, it's a solid one. You know, Zerline's a solid pick too.
Yeah.
For kicker.
Have you ever looked at the kickers' names and say that's a football name or not? Have you looked at kickers yet, Color?
Oh, kickers are as long as you add an Owski on it of some kind, you're good. That'll always work.
There's some oddball, they almost sound like porn star names, to be honest.
Well, they sound like soccer names. What are you talking about? Morton Anderson? That's totally a soccer name, bro.
Let me find this guy's name.
What's that other guy? Farbash or something? Or no, I'm sorry. I can't. It's like not Fairbanks. It's like Farbankshires or something. It's kind of a
But here's one. This is an interesting. Rodrigo Blankenship.
Oh, that's now they're combining. That's too much, bro. That's going overboard.
The first part of the name is like a soccer name, Rodrigo.
Right, and then you go with the American Blankenship. It's a little too much contrast.
There's some funny names in kickers. If you ever go through the list, get a chance, go through them, and then you're like, these are some weird ass names. It's like culture, and then or ethnic name, and then it's like an American name. Come on, it's weird.
Right, like Peter Stoyanovich. Although Peter is kind of a Russian name.
Yeah, I was about to say that is.
Well, not Russian,
right.
but Roman.
Yeah. So exactly. Let's see.
Well, not Roman, but.
So it's 7:40, Color. How about we let the audience start asking questions? We do some Q&A for the last 20 minutes. So please put your questions in. I know
they're looking for tickets to the. They're looking for the tickets to the Ali Color mud fight, man.
Mud fight. Yeah. Mud fight. Okay.
The mud wrestling tournament.
I don't do mud wrestling. I'll do American Gladiator style jousting.
Oh,
do that.
With like the big foam pugil sticks.
Yeah, they actually listen to this. So I took my daughter. It was it her birthday? No, it was my son's birthday. I'm sorry, my son's birthday. There's a trampoline place here in town, and you can have your birthdays there, and it's basically an indoor trampoline park. And they have this part where it's this long, skinny platform, and they have the big jousting, American Gladiator style joust stuff with the pads and stuff on.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to balance yourself and knock the person over into the pit of foam, right? So me and my friends, me and my best friend and like some of my other friends, the kids were all jumping around on the trampolines and we were sitting there doing American Gladiator stuff. So, it's a lot harder than it looks, bro. It's a lot harder than it looks, let me tell you. So put in some questions, please do. I want to answer them. There's one that I have to find. I meant to answer this because it wasn't until after the show that I missed this person's question.
Oh yeah, didn't we miss one the other day that we had to get back to?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find what
Somebody
we did
called
with
us
that.
out because we were asking for questions and we never answered person's question.
Yeah, I think I found it. Let me see if this is it. Here it is. Kenna Rankin is the person that
That's
asked
right.
the
It was
question.
Kenna. That's right.
Kenna Rankin's question, and I apologize, I missed it on that show, and then I was out for 2 weeks with COVID or something stupid. Oh, I said the word. I shouldn't have said that color. Oops, my bad. Being the way our season ended last year, do you think Mike McDaniel was figured out? That's a good question. I'll let you go first, Color.
I say the default answer is yes, obviously, because look at the way we were losing. But I don't think that that's any more than figuring out anybody in any given moment. And that doesn't mean I don't think Mike McDaniel can adjust in an offseason. I mean, I think that a lot of what we saw was a rookie head coach. And I'm not giving the rookie head coach excuse. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm saying is picture yourself just bought a brand new video game. Even if you know the game well, you've never played it, you're going to sit down and you're going to start hitting buttons and finding out what works if you're not the type that reads the instruction manual. You know what I mean? And so I think that he just came in and was like throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. And now he knows what didn't stick. And the stuff that didn't stick is us seeing him as getting figured out. So in other words, temporarily, momentarily, yeah, I think he's been figured out. I think what we were doing last year was figured out. Can we adjust? Can we change? Can we add, things to our toolbox? I think that's what we're working on.
Yeah.
So the default answer is yes, he was figured out, but I don't think it's anything to be like any different than any other coach in any other given season or given game. I mean, Belichick's been figured out before. He just adjusts.
Yeah, I agree. Now, here's where I'm going to give you similar but a little bit different take, Color, right? He was figured out, but it wasn't. He could have adjusted. The reason that we couldn't adjust well is I don't think we had the depth that we needed to be able to adjust. And if you really, and the reason I say this, and this goes back, and I know I have been beating a dead horse with this, and I've been like a broken record talking about it as of recently. You go back and go to his 49ers day, and you look at the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, right, against the Rams, right? What was the big kick in the balls that happened during that game that figured it out for the Rams to win that game? I can't remember if it was the receiver or the running back that went down and got injured, right? When that happened.
Oh, you're talking about the NFC Championship game against the 49ers when Debo went down.
Yeah, it was Debo. Was it Debo or was it?
Or was it Ayuk or somebody? One of their.
One of the two. One of the two went down, and when that happened, that team became one-dimensional, right? And that is my concern. That was the concern last year. We became one-dimensional with the receiving core, and we moved away from the running back because there wasn't necessary consistency at the time. And I think that helped teams figure it out a little bit. And with that being said, that's why I think it's imperative that the Dolphins do bring in another running back, not just because because of injury concern, but also to give other options, to create other avenues in the playbook with certain personnel. You know what I mean? I understand we have 4 guys already here in the building, but the reality
Right.
is that Jeff Wilson Jr. supposedly has an undisclosed injury already, and he was injury prone last season. So Raheem Mostert was injury prone last season. There was important games where one or the other running back could not play in. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't want to rely on a rookie that we just drafted to help carry us to the promised land. Because he hasn't been proven. I don't want to put all my betting basket in that. I want another guy here because one, it's been proven over several years that the 49ers playing style as well as that offensive scheme is very grueling for the running back position. So who knows? We might go through all 4 running backs when it's all said and done. It's very
Right.
possible.
Exactly.
So I don't want to have to become one-dimensional. I always want to stay 2-dimensional or more. And that's why I think it's imperative to bring in that extra weapon. Let it be Dalvin Cook or Jonathan Taylor or another running back. That's why I think there's going to be another running back no matter what.
The good news is that, as people have said, running back is probably the easiest position to acclimate to in the NFL. You're either a good running back or you're not. So other than the injury concern, as you were saying, because of the type of, running we do, I don't think that the hope is all it's not, I should say it's easier to find hope if you're wishing that a rookie running back pans out than if it's a rookie quarterback or a rookie wide receiver or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just give him the ball and let him run. If he's good, he's good. If he's not, he's not. But, you're more likely to be okay if if your depth is a rookie running back that a lot of people's estimation is a decent guy. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? It's like easier to find the hope because it's just an easier position to get right.
Yeah, that's definitely true. There's a lot of different reasons on bringing in another running back and how it could be beneficial for this team. I think it opens up more of the playbook. It gets defenses to, respect your running game a lot more, and that will free up the receivers. There's a lot that you can do. You basically, you're making the field a lot bigger rather than smaller when you have weapons at different positions. You know what I mean? And we have we have so many receivers on this team. I don't see that as a position of need. I see that we're good at that, but running back room, outside of Mostert, and A-Chain, and I'll even say Jeff Wilson at times, I am just kind of concerned because if 1 or 2 of those guys are injured towards the end of the season, we're gonna need another person. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, just get anybody. I want someone that's going to make a difference. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. So,
right.
Any more questions? We got 10 more minutes of top of the tailgate. Let's see. Okay, here's a question from Mr. Polk. I'm going to try to go through. I think I missed some questions. Ali and Color, how is Channing Tindall looking in training camp? I hope he learns the playbook and becomes a beast he could be. What did you see from him? Color.
Nothing. And I think that's the point. I think El Capitan hit it on the head last night. He just did not stand out.
Yeah.
To me, he looks sluggish on the bags, and you don't really see him in a lot of 11-on-11 action, or at least he's not standing out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see. I am kind of worried about of Tyndall. I'm kind of worried about it, to be honest. He didn't really stand out to me the day I was there. David Long, it looks like the guy that's consistent standing out. Even Aubrey Miller stood out just a little bit as well. So, and he hasn't. So that is kind of concerning. I do want him to be the like you said, the beast he could be. We just haven't seen it yet.
On the other hand, his counterpart in the draft, Cameron Good, I mean, looking good. I mean, for being a practice squad guy and being out there, and
That's a good point. We saw a little
he
bit
looks like he
more.
belongs.
Yeah, I was gonna say we saw a little bit more from Cameron Good than we did Tyndall. Just being honest.
And
So
Good, I mean, he is just absolutely a stud. I didn't realize how tall and how big the guy is. He really doesn't give up much size to Jalen Phillips, man.
yeah. So this question is going to be for you, Color. Flava J is asking, who deserves the orange jersey based on your observations of practice?
From yesterday, good question. I would have to say Noah, man. I know it sounds honkish, but I would have to say Noah.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to go with what Omar said, because if what he said is true, right, then I'm going to go out and say that Waddle deserves it. And it's because I guess after you guys they called it because of the lightning and they went inside, they were doing a hurry up drills, hurry up scrimmage or whatever, and it was Waddle was lighting it up. I heard he had a big catch from Skylar Thompson for a touchdown. So, and he was actually yesterday's, according to Omar Kelly's, top performer. So if that's the case, then I would say Waddle. I still think at some point they're going to give it to Cam Smith, bro. That guy just impresses me. And I saw more, more pass breakups and everything, that I saw on video and whatnot. And he just seems like he's fitting right into as well. So those are my opinions. Let's see if there's any more questions. Please put in your questions. Yes, Hall of Fame game is this week, Thursday, right, Color?
Really? Already, huh?
Tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, let me make sure of that. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. August 3rd. That's tomorrow.
Wow.
8 p.m. When do they when do they do the Hall of Fame ceremony? Is that tomorrow as well?
I think so. Yeah, during the day, isn't it?
Let me see.
I just remember all the speeches given are during the day. We haven't seen one at night.
Yeah, I'm looking here. It says Enshrinement Week is August 3rd through the 6th. I'm just trying to find out when the... Let's see here.
Oh, it'll probably be Saturday.
I think you're right. August 4th, Hall of Fame Museum Hours, Profile Hall of Fame Photo Op. I'm looking at the thing.
I think it's going to be
Saturday. Here it is. Yeah,
in
it
the
is.
Park on the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July. Yeah, the class of 2023 enshrinement is Saturday, August 5th.
Now, everybody who laughed at that joke is old.
Yeah, that's funny. Do you all think that Tua took a step back, or is this defensive scheme just that good? I think this defensive scheme is just that good. I think
there's no taking a step back. That's for sure.
Tua definitely is much better than the other quarterbacks. He's a step ahead. He is doing something a lot different than I've seen in the previous years. And that is actually, you can physically see him going through his progressions. And he's learning how to dump it off and check down when he needs to.
His core is a lot stronger. He's firing the ball out with a lot more power, noticeably more power. And I mean, I don't necessarily look, it's practice again, and everybody's running a bunch of minutia nonsense. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I think that all three quarterbacks basically look the same in production because we're not doing anything like groundbreaking. You know what I mean? So there's a couple ways that Tua does edge out the other guys: control, leadership, the fact that he's the guy. Obviously, everybody gravitates towards around him. The team does. So yeah, he's the best. He's the guy. He's the quarterback, the best quarterback on the squad right now. But like what we're seeing is not much different across all three quarterbacks, though, when you really look at them in the macro. But there's certainly nobody taking a step back. Like I would, at no point have I thought Tua is regressing at all. It has to be progression, if anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's definitely progression. I want to say that currently Mike White and Skylar are kind of tied. People want to give it to Mike White a lot. I think it's pretty much trolling, and it also kind of looks that way because of the actual training sessions that they got to go to and actually physically see. Mike White has gotten a lot more looks, but that was different in the training sessions we didn't get to go see. It was more Skylar, so it goes hand in hand. I think it's pretty much tied. I heard the pass from Skylar to Waddle was one of the most beautiful passes they've ever seen, according to what Omar, I think, said. So, but even that being said, Mike White and Skylar are miles behind Tua. So just being honest. So I think I want to say that if you heard anything else that you should be worried about Tua and that there's regression or anything like that, I think they're just trolling you, to be honest.
Yeah, the only concerns are the concerns that have existed since that can't be, they can't be changed until we get live game action again. Those concerns still exist, but they're not showing up. Nothing's showing up on the practice field. No, he looks.
No, there is one thing.
Looks
There is
fine.
one thing that you could say is a concern, but at this point you can't because I think he's trying to teach himself to look for the check down or at least go through his progressions properly. He has held the ball just a little bit too long when the play, in the 11-on-11s that we saw, and they would have been would-be sacks. You know what I mean? So I think he just needs to get a little bit quicker with that, and I think we're just seeing the adjustment of him getting used to that. You know what I mean? Someone said it in one of the Twitter spaces that they feel that they're giving more reins to Tua to do what he wants, and you're kind of seeing that in practice. And just like anything new, it may look awkward at first, and then as you go along, it becomes more fluid. So I think we're just in that transition of that.
Right. And no, I don't think TD lied. I think what anybody that thinks TD said Tua is regressing is probably taking what he said out of context, as they normally do. TD is not a liar. I have not known him to be a liar. I have known him to be nothing but a man of God and a kind-hearted individual. So if you want to say that TD lied because you have some kind of TD hate agenda, then go ahead and say it. But TD did not lie.
I think they're saying that TD is saying that
you cannot lie when you're giving your opinion. It's virtually impossible unless you're lying about what your opinion is. You cannot lie giving an opinion.
Technically, you're actually right, Color, because if you think about it, TD's standards for a quarterback could be much higher than what it is for you and I.
And he may be looking at other things. He may be talking about one specific thing. All I know is I wasn't there to know the context of what he said, but I can tell you that he's not a liar. So lie is a harsh word. That's all I'm saying, because the man's not a liar by nature. So
yeah, I agree. I don't think he's a liar. I do know he is a godly person and everything, and I definitely appreciate.
There's things about Tua he wanted to see get better, and if those things regressed, then to him he's regressed. That doesn't mean that another person cares about those types of things. So I might not see that as a regression because that particular thing doesn't matter to me. It might matter to him. So he calls it a regression. Okay, fine. That's not a lie. That's an opinion. And all you're doing is exposing how weak you are when you have to come onto another channel and speak about another man and his content on our channel and call him a liar. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's a friend of mine. You're not going to come up here and call a friend of mine a liar without me responding to it. You can say whatever you want because we don't censor nobody around here, but you better be prepared to hear the rebuttal.
Yeah, I think I think it's his matter of opinion based on whatever that context was. That's pretty much what it is.
What's not a matter of opinion is that he's a purposeful liar. I mean, everybody lies. We all, do bad things and, have lied.
Funny. Color,
But
it's
a
8
purposeful
o'clock.
liar? Nah.
Color, it's 8 o'clock. You got any final thoughts for everybody?
Oh, that'd be it, man. I'm gonna go get some Dunkin'.
Some Dunkin'.
Since I'm out on the road and I need another cup of coffee.
Yeah, we all need coffee. All right,
Good
well, thank
morning,
you for
Mister.
joining. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate if we get the likes up. This is Top of the Tailgate. We'll be back 6 a.m. tomorrow. Until then, fins up, everybody.